Great. Having Coach K back has definitely been awesome. Just, seeing what he's been doing at Penn State and what he can bring back to us has been really cool. So, no, I've been loving it.
Do you feel like he's different in any respects from the first time around? Has he learned things that he's imparting on you?
He's definitely we're expanding a lot of things and doing some new things, but it's a lot of the same. Like he's the same guy, same intensity that he brings into the building every day. So it's really cool.
Cole, terminology's a little different. Is he fitting to your guys'
Yeah,
terminology
definitely.
now?
I mean, we're having to adapt some things, but he's fitting to our terminology.
Yeah.
It's going really well.
Yeah, what is that like? Have you had teaching moments with him where you're like, Coach, this is actually what we call it now? I mean, is that happening?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
a lot he's very good at having open conversations with us, so that's been nice. And he's a great teacher. Him and Coach Z both, we're in meetings and they're both in there teaching us up, everything that they did, how they're doing it, why they're doing it. So that's been really important.
This is the third straight season you competed with Isaiah for the job. This one for the starting job. Does it feel a little different this year?
No, I mean, we come in with the same mindset every day. We've both been prepping to, you never know, you're always one snap away. So just really coming in, competing, being there for each other.
Do you have to? We've heard about your leadership a lot over the course of your career. Do you have to do that in a different way now that you could potentially be the starting quarterback? Do you have to put an additional emphasis on it?
I would say in a way, but I've tried to attack, especially the last couple of years since my first year in the program, really just being able to be a guy guys can go to, whether I was the starter or not. So I feel like I haven't really changed too much, but there's definitely been a bigger emphasis on it.
You said same mindset, but anything mentally different about knowing, well, Jalen's not here, so it is a new opportunity for you, for Zeke, for whoever. I mean, is there any mental change that has to happen when that's the case?
I wouldn't say so. There's definitely a little bit of a mental change, when you're home in December and January and you're like, all right, it's time to go. But I've had the same mindset since the first day I've stepped on campus. So trying to keep that mindset, keep that chip on my shoulder. At the end of the day, I'm always going to see myself as a walk-on, and just having that chip on my shoulder has really helped me out.
What do you think will decide who wins the job?
I would just say just decision-making, being able to make the right decisions, getting the ball to the right guys. You're going to make mistakes. I mean, quarterback's the hardest position in sports, so you're going to make mistakes, but it's just limiting those mistakes as much as you can.
When you talk about always considering yourself a walk-on, just how does that maybe affect your day-to-day in terms of how you approach things?
I mean, I'm not the most physically gifted guy in the room, but what I have to do is really just prepare myself in a different way. And I think that's really helped me out. I mean, my first year being able to play early, just being able to prepare and learn the offense, and just the amount of film and all the extra work I have to do in order to stay up with these guys like Zeke and Chase, who are unbelievably gifted. I feel like that's really helped me out.
So would freshman year you think that you would be in this position, or is part of you even surprised a little bit?
Coming in, it was definitely like a rude awakening, I guess, to, just being thrown in there. So, but I mean, when I committed, it's like, I'm just going to go out there and give it my best, and hopefully it works out. So it's really cool to look back where I was 3 years ago, sitting in my house in Indiana. So,
how much do you think that experience your freshman year has helped you now, maybe?
It's definitely helped me out, just seeing the pace of the game and how fast it really is compared to high school football. And I've had limited snaps since then, but just, again, those snaps are gold. You'll never be able to get those things back. So really taking each one, evaluating each one, and learning from them.
When you think about the version of you that got thrust into action against Texas Tech or K-State, how have you gotten the furthest since then? Where have you become the furthest, I guess?
I would say my confidence in myself, my confidence in my teammates, really just stepping up and trying to be the leader that this team needs. But yeah, my confidence.
There's been a lot made about Andy coming back, and Z, and Lance and Z told us the first thing that they both kind of heard was, do I still get to coach quarterbacks from him? How cool is that to hear that's at his core? He was the OC last year, but at his core, that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the kind of guy he is. Coach Z is great. He always looks at the quarterback first whenever he's doing anything. So just hearing that he has our backs like that, and that we're always going to have his back at any time as well, was really cool.
And you've seen those two guys together too. You know what it looks like. What is their dynamic as co-coaches, and how they play off of each other, and at least what you've seen? They're both brilliant. They both bring different things to the table, and I think that's awesome, because the more minds you can get bringing different ideas, the more great ideas you're going to get out of it. So they both complement each other really well. How they do things, how they coach, who's getting on you when you make a mistake, who's going to be the good cop, all that kind of thing. So
Your dad has to make a lot of obviously high-profile decisions, especially at the quarterback position. Do you talk to him at all, just maybe for that added perspective, or when you talk to him, it's just son talking to a dad?
I try and keep it limited to football talk. I'll ask him every once in a while, but that's not something I really like to bring up all the time just because, I mean, he's overwhelmed by his job. Like, I don't like talking about football really to people outside of him. So, but it is interesting to hear his perspective on how he goes about things. And, I mean, we've had a lot of different quarterbacks in Indy, so just hearing what traits he really looks for in a quarterback.
What maybe are some of those traits?
Just being smart, being able to read defenses, being able to get the right play in, get us into the right play at the line of scrimmage. It's really the thing from your brain that does most of the work. Like the intangibles, if you're playing in the league or even at our level, like you've got enough physical traits to do it, but it's what's in between your ears that really makes him money.
How would you describe Chase?
Chase is dynamic. He's a playmaker. Obviously, like he's one of the fastest runners on the team, and we've got a lot of fast guys. So being able to see him work, how he goes about his day to day is really cool and stuff I can take from him and he can take from me.
Lots of new faces. What's it been like working with Dylan and Yassine?
They're great. I mean, I think we added a lot of really great skill positions to the offense, which is going to help us out a lot this year. Dylan, I mean, he's special. Like everybody's seen flashes of him, but he is one of one. So it's been really cool to see him work and how he goes about his day to day. Yassine, he's a great dude. He's a bruiser. Like he's gonna hit you hard, and I think that's really cool and something that he needs to take pride in.
When you mention Dylan's special, what's in your head when you say that? What's behind the word special?
Just everything he does. He's dynamic. He can make people miss. For being a littler guy, like he is powerful, really powerful. So just his ability to pick up the offense so far and being in a completely new system has been really special. Him and Yassine, like we've done a lot of different things, a lot of new things for them at least, and just seeing them and how they comprehend things is really cool.
What about those wide receivers? Some of those new faces.
Like we added a bunch of guys. Like I said, Nick's dynamic. He can do a lot of things, and he can do a lot of things well. So that's been really cool. Adding Nas to the room was big. Just a big body receiver who's going to go up and catch everything. So just seeing how those guys can eat up ground and get down the field has been really cool, and just trying to time things up and get on the same page with them.
Thanks, Cole.